Here we go. Here we go. It is time. The Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct. We're starting just a couple minutes early here. Hope everybody's having an amazing it's pretty early. I know you guys probably don't know how your day's going quite yet, but I'm really excited to get into this Direct. I have high hopes for this game. I have really high hopes for this game. And I was thinking about this, kind of chatting about it on stream and stuff yesterday. Like, Mario Kart World is a fantastic game. Like 9.5 out of 10. Like, amazing. But I think when it comes to launch titles, having that like stellar single player game is kind of important. And so I'm hoping this game will be just that. That Donkey Kong Bonanza will be that big single player experience that everybody's kind of hoping for and wanting. Similar, I would say, to what we had with. Well, it won't even be close, but I hope it can, in some ways, come close to what Breath of the Wild was, which was obviously a fantastic launch title. Just absolutely amazing, and still continues to be amazing. So I am still on the like in the camp, if there is a camp, of a lot of games having multiplayer. You know, I said single player, like obviously that single player experience, but if multiplayer happens with this game, I will not be upset. I don't think it will be a huge driving force when it comes to this game. But with the chat feature being something that they are pushing so hard, I wouldn't be surprised to see it in a lot of games this generation, which is good. I mean, how many times have we said, "Oh, this would be great if it had multiplayer"? Like, it's time for the majority of Nintendo games to have multiplayer, in my mind. So hopefully that will be the case. We got 2 minutes here. Still letting people roll in. I'm gonna just let the Discord know that I'm live. We can get maybe get a few more people in here hanging out. As soon as the Discord updates, it always takes it a minute. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game, and I think it's gonna be stellar. It looks really fun. I love the graphically, it looks good. I'm very confident in the music. All right. Letting Discord know I'm live. Go. Okay. Becca is here. Hello, Becca. This should be starting in just a minute. I will take it full screen once that happens, once it's live. So just a few more seconds here. I love the like the logo for this game. Like the different colors shining through on it, the font they use for Bonanza. Just seeing like that classic Donkey Kong logo, but modernized, here for it. So here we go. Let's jump in.
When the world felt so cruel and bleak, when the hole looked so dark and deep, heart is rock, cold as stone, I was scared alone. Then your beat showed the way to you.
Look at his toes flopping in the wind. Amazing. Is Pauline. Look at Donkey Kong's color scheme.
Golden Bananas, the discovery of the century, made right here on Ingot Isle. This is excellent news for #1 banana fan, Donkey Kong. However, just as he's about to enjoy the notable bananas, a sudden tempest sends him deep down underground. As his adventure begins, DK teams up with Odd Rock, but it's no rock at all. It's actually a talented young singer named Pauline. Now, Donkey Kong just wants bananas. And Pauline wants to find a way back home to the surface. It's said that one's wish will be granted by reaching the planet core. So the unlikely duo set off on a strange subterranean adventure.
So, is she playable?
The story takes place in the underground world, where the scenery changes the deeper you go. Some layers are so spectacular that it's hard to believe you're underground. DK can run, jump, and climb through each environment. Using his incredible physical prowess, you can freely move in any direction. But that's not all. Almost anything in your path, you can smash, crash,
Oh, I'm excited.
and bash. You can even do this to a massive rock formation. You know, if you want. As you barrel through obstacles in your path, you'll also collect golden bananas known as Banandium gems. More on those later. Let's take a look at some of the things this Kong can do. Punch. Smash enemies. Walls. The ground. And most things you can get your hands on with incredible force. Destruction can lead to discoveries, so set off a chain reaction and see what happens. Dive punch. Unleash a powerful punch directly downward. How deep you punch into the ground depends on the strength of the terrain. Roll forward. Roll at high speed and send lighter objects soaring. Combine this with punches and jumps to really mix things up. Hand slap. Make some noise to collect scattered items or detect hidden objects using sonar. You can even use your feet when your hands are occupied. Tear off. Grab a chunk of terrain and tear it off. Or tear up turnips to find items. And even tear chunks off your foes.
Oh, that's cool.
Swing. Grab a chunk and swing it to attack.
One more!
Harder chunks can be used to break stone with ease. Or smash spiky thorns. Chunk jump. Use a chunk to double jump. This will help you reach new heights. Throw. Throw a chunk. Or aim at a target like this. Throwing a boom rock or gold can have explosive effects. If you throw chunks made of softer material, you can stick them to a surface and pile them up. Turf serve. This lets you ride on chunks. Speed up and aim for smaller enemies to knock them away.
Yo, this looks so
Make
fun.
music. The power of Pauline's singing will help show you the way. It can also remove these strange seals that someone left behind.
You do it, DK!
You never know what you'll discover in the underground world. So carve your own path with DK's abilities. The The many layers of the underground world are host to a variety of inhabitants. Some are mysterious and aren't too bothered by DK's destructive tendencies. It looks like Cranky Kong and his companion Rambi are also venturing through the layers of the world. Then there are the giant elders who call the underground world home. They're said to possess ancient Bananza powers.
Is that,
By learning their Bananza powers, Pauline's singing can do something special. She can make Donkey Kong transform!
Okay.
With incredible destructive power, even hard terrain poses no problem. Plow through the world and smash as much as possible with the powerful Kong Bonanza. Plus, DK can transform into a zebra. He's as speedy as he is striped. He can even breeze over water or crumbling pathways.
Yo, that's cool.
That's the swift Zebra Bonanza. Oh yeah, he can also turn into an ostrich, a flying ostrich. Spread your wings and soar through the sky. You can use updrafts to gain more air, then drop egg bombs from great heights to send enemies scattering. That's right,
Very cool.
It's Ostrich Bonanza! Bonanza transformations don't last forever though. You can transform again by collecting gold to build up your Bananergy.
Bananergy?
You're not limited to when or where you transform, and you can swap between transformations. So get creative and use them as you adventure to the planet core. Standing in our hero's way is the Void Company, the mightiest mining operation both above ground and below. Grumpy Kong works to create gigantic corporate soldiers. Poppy Kong is responsible for subterranean info gathering, while Void Kong is in charge of the whole company.
So these are all Kongs. That's
This
very,
nefarious crew is responsible
interesting.
for the banana-stealing maelstrom on Ingot Isle, and they're heading straight down to the planet core.
the planet core? But no! I'm going with DK, so you just stay away!
Voidco blocked off all the routes to the lower layers, so no one could reach them. DK and his pals will come face to face with the enemies guarding these routes. So use all the power at your disposal to take on a host of powerful foes.
Yo.
By defeating them, giant sinkholes will open, clearing a path to the lower layers of the underground world. Found throughout the underground world are golden bananas called Banandium Gems.
Banandium gems.
They're not always visible though. Sometimes they're buried in the walls, the ground, and other places. There are a whole bunch to find. You can also obtain these gems by completing challenges in the ruins found throughout your adventure.
Let's do this!
Challenges include time-limited battles,
It looks fantastic. Yes, I agree with that.
courses where you'll need clever solutions,
Banandium gems.
side-scrolling stages, and more.
Okay. Let's go.
Keep your eyes peeled to find the Banandium Gems. There are plenty of ruins to discover, so give them a try.
Wow, that looked incredible.
As As you collect Banandium gems, you'll gain skill points. These can be used to increase stats such as your max health or the destructive
Agreed,
power of
gaming
your
lover,
punches.
yes.
Power up Donkey Kong to match your playstyle. For example, if you strengthen your sonar, you'll be able to detect treasure from further away, which could lead to new discoveries. Or use skill points to learn new skills. There are all sorts of items to find as you explore. Banandium chips are shaped like slices of banana. And they can be traded for Banandium gems at the chip exchange. These gold nuggets are, unsurprisingly, called gold. You can exchange gold for useful items at the stuff shop. There are fossils too.
Good one.
You can trade these for different fashions at local
Wow.
style shops.
This is very much Odyssey, you guys. Very
Just
much
open the
Odyssey.
closet and customize the perfect fits for Donkey Kong and Pauline. Or even change up your fur color. No look is too much for Donkey Kong or too little. Almost every article of clothing comes with its own benefits, so mix and match your look to suit the situation. If you find a treasure chest buried in the ground, crack it open, and you might receive a treasure map showing the location of Banandium gems or fossils. Their locations will be marked on your map. Pretty helpful for finding collectibles. You can also see which fossils and Banandium gems you've collected, making it easy to see how close you are to completion.
Oh, very cool. Love that.
There's
Need
plenty
that
more
Mario
to do
Kart
in the
world.
underground world when not adventuring. Need a rest? Carve out a space and enjoy a getaway where you can recover in bed. And enjoy listening to tunes with the music player. You might even find new discs when defeating enemies.
Hey,
When it comes to moving between layers, subterranean eels have your back. These elevators will help you easily move between layers you visited at any time. And if you get lost, no need to worry. You can always teleport within the layer you're currently exploring.
teleport there?
Teleport. Amazing.
In photo mode, you can freely change the in-game camera angle and adjust other settings to snap pics.
Oh my god, I love it.
Get a photo like this or that. Unleash your inner shutterbug and create your own captivating scenes. By sharing a Joy-Con 2 controller or using a second set, you and a pal can control Donkey Kong and Pauline separately to buddy up in local co-op play. As
Okay,
Pauline,
local.
you can unleash vocal blasts using Joy-Con 2 mouse controls.
So
You
she's
can also
basically
copy
Cappy.
the material of nearby terrain to give your vocals even more texture. By working together, even tough enemies don't stand a chance. This game also supports Game Share. Even if only one player has the game, they can quickly share it to another player so they can join on their own system. It can also be shared locally to a Nintendo Switch system. Plus, you can play online between Nintendo Switch 2 systems using Game Share via Game Chat. If you need a little help with all the platforming action, Assist mode is the way to play.
It does
It
have
guides you in
online.
the right direction. Halves
was
the damage
interesting
you receive,
verbiage.
and more. Assist mode supports you in your adventure to be the best Kong you can be. Outside of the main game, there's a mode where you can carve stone using mouse controls called DK Artist. Rotate to paint. Carve material. Or add some back on. You can even change the lighting and add delectable banana effects. Give it a try and sculpt to your heart's content. This game also supports Amiibo accessories. A new Donkey Kong and Pauline Amiibo figure is also on the way. Scanning it unlocks Pauline's Diva dress.
Oh my goodness.
By scanning the Donkey Kong series Amiibo shown here, gold Kong tiles with explosive power will appear.
Hey,
Every other Amiibo released up to this point is also compatible. If you scan them, you'll get giant spheres like these.
Look at us, DK. I love to sing more than anything. Heart of gold, a wish come true. I have this dream. Maybe if we get to the surface, you and me, we can make it more than a dream. We're breaking through, down to the core. No stopping us, not any get him, DK. Inside the zone, I found the key.
Join the powerful Donkey Kong and the talented singer Pauline as they set out on an adventure to the fabled planet Core.
My own special power? DK!
Left us on a
Donkey
cliffhanger.
Kong Bonanza. Available July 17th only on Nintendo Switch 2. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. The Donkey Kong and Pauline Amiibo will also be available July 17th.
Yo, I bet you Joey is losing his mind right now, you guys. Look at that artwork. Wow. This is amazing. Well, let's jump into a quick after show, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and hit the intro and we'll get it going. Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast. We just got done watching the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct. 15 minutes. They could not have shown this game any better, honestly. And probably the coolest surprise, which wasn't a complete surprise because we already saw the artwork, was Pauline. This game, to me, right off the bat, looks like a sequel to Mario Odyssey. It looks like the Odyssey team. It looks like they took so many ideas from Odyssey, the way you're collecting currency and then unlocking costumes was kind of a dead giveaway. The way Pauline works in this game, where she can even be a second player, and very similar to like what Cappy was in Odyssey. But just looking at this game, like we're watching, if you're only listening to the audio, I'm going to do my best to kind of just describe stuff, but like you see DK's expressions, like, and this has been something that has been talked about. It's been showcased on the Nintendo Today app. They are incredible. This game looks like it is taking, and I said this recently, it looks like it is taking what we saw in like Luigi's Mansion 3, where Luigi's like so many different emotions. You can see that he's scared, he's trembling. Like it doesn't feel like you're just controlling a character in a space, but it's almost like you're controlling this character as they interact with the space. And that just adds like a level of immersion, and it just makes it more fun. You know, as we've gone through generations, when you look at like, you know, the NES to the Super Nintendo, there were huge improvements from 8-bit to 16-bit, and then the 16-bit to 64-bit, and then 64-bit to GameCube, right? And it was those big changes that like we kind of got used to. And then the Wii came out and it was like, well, this isn't that much better than GameCube a little bit. In the Wii U, you had some, you know, HD graphics, but it was a little behind the times compared to like the Xbox 360 and things like that. And then Switch comes out, and it's still underpowered compared to other systems. but they did some amazing things with how the characters interact with the levels, how they interact with the environments. And it's this kind of stuff that's like, this is what next gen gaming is about. It's not gonna just be that, oh, graphics look so much better and all that kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything poorly about these graphics, but I think for me, it's one of those things, the way I look at how games improve from generation to generation is the way the characters are interacting with the levels, the expression on their faces. I'm having an incredible time in Mario Kart World, taking photos and changing Mario's expression. And even while they're driving, like you can see them like holding their breath and just, you know, depending on when somebody passes, the look that they're giving. And Donkey Kong Bonanza seems to really showcase that beautifully. And so the combat is what we're looking at now. Looks amazing. Like it looks exactly how I hoped it would be. I love this this hand slap that will essentially uncover stuff for you, but it will also, he just clapped his feet right there, which then attracts all the gold to Donkey Kong. The destructible environments, what a great place to put Donkey Kong in a world that he can basically destroy any way he wants. They show early on in the direct how you can literally change the entire landscape of the level if you want to. And I'm honestly like so excited for this. I think this is going to end up becoming a staple series for Nintendo, based strictly on what we saw here. Pauline is a great surprise. Her little gimmick where she sings and can help with stuff, like I think it's great. And I still think, like, I know I have to stop for a second because I don't think I was paying attention. I'm going to back up the video. The way he's throwing sand and it is sticking and building the level, if you will, or building like platforms. What a great mechanic. Like, what a fantastic mechanic. Like, you can not only destroy stuff, but you can also build. So it's got kind of that Minecraft-esque play to it, you know, just a little. And so I love that. But I do think, back to what I was saying, I think this is going to be a staple series at this point. I think it's going to be a staple series. And I do think there's a very real possibility that we see some kind of tie-in to the original game. Like, this may be a prequel. I know it like kind of retcons things, but like nothing makes sense. Cranky Kong, according to lore, is supposed to be Donkey Kong from the OG game, where he takes Pauline from Mario. Well, Cranky Kong's in this game. He's old. Pauline is young. So it's as far as the lore goes, which, I mean, come on, is it really that important? Not really, but they can literally do anything at this point. And so I know it's probably kind of silly, but to see this game tie in with the OG game, I think would be super cool. I would love that. And we've seen so many, like, even in the Mario movie, you see like a complete throwback when Mario and Donkey Kong are fighting, and Mario ends up on some of the lower like platforms, of the iron beams, and then Donkey Kong's throwing barrels at him. They haven't forgotten, and I love that. So I want to get to some of the chats here. Cryptic says, so going in, I wasn't impressed. Watching this with more context, it looks like a more of a complete game with cool powers, etc. Graphics are also looked improved. Yeah, I'm like, I was already sold on this, and I'm one of the few people that actually enjoyed Donkey Kong 64. So to get to go back into 3D with Donkey Kong, I was very excited. very excited. Mechanics that I love as far as like destructible environments and being able to use the environment as weapons and all that, I'm a huge fan of. So it was an automatic day one for me. Automatic. So Cryptic also says, also, why can't Mario Kart get Amiibo, but everything else does? There are decisions that Nintendo makes that I don't understand. I don't understand. You've got so many racers. You could do a whole line of Amiibo. So I don't know. I don't know why they leave them out. I'm excited this game's getting one. Just one, so I don't gotta break the bank on these things, because going from $12 Amiibo to $30 Amiibo is it's a little tough pill to swallow, that's for sure. Cryptic says also Pauline wants to go to the surface. Wouldn't be surprised by your theory, Josh, where DK ends the game with him making a construction site and Mario appears looking up, getting ready to save Pauline. And what could be kind of cool with this is Mario would have no idea that they're teamed up and they're friends. He just sees a gorilla taking this woman to the top of the tower. The top of the tower could be where she's going to perform her song, right? Like they could be trying to get her to the highest point so that she can go do some singing, and Mario thinks she's been kidnapped. And so there's so much they could do there that would just be, it would be so fun. And to see the original Donkey Kong game somewhat reimagined with these modern graphics would be great, especially if like upon maybe 100% completion or something like that, you unlock the OG Donkey Kong game but with these graphics. That would be so cool, because it can't be that hard of a get, I wouldn't think. So taking a look at chat, Hey Wheatbread says, yo, this game looks amazing. Did you see Diddy and Dixie? I did. They were in two spots. They were sitting at the table and they were also on the back of Rambi. I find it very interesting that we're being introduced to a bunch of different Kongs, and we're not seeing like what do they call Kremlins or whatever, the King K. Rool and his crew. So I'm thinking that it leaves so much opportunity for more characters down the road to continue with this series. But I'm so curious to learn more about the history and the lore behind all of this. Second Quest says, if this game suggests that Donkey Kong Country games happen after this game, then clearly DK Island must be made out of DK's kryptonite for it to still be intact after so many games. Here we go. We are going deep. We're going deep with the lore right as he jumps into a big hole. I love this traversal too, where he's just flying down between worlds. I think it's incredible. Cryptic says, yeah, DK Spaceport might be a future telling. Right? Well, yeah. What this game takes place going deeper and deeper to the core, but then they want to get to the surface, and then they want to take it a step further with going to space. Maybe that's where the DK Spaceport comes into play. Maybe it's loosely based on another on some kind of mission or world within this game. Because I would not put it past them for a second to lean into that kind of stuff. Like not for a second. We would have no idea, right? But it would be a cool, like kind of a cool Easter egg after completing this game, going, oh, there's DK Spaceport right there in Donkey Kong Bonanza. So I'm loving how there's these different challenge courses. Some of it's 2D, some of it's 3D. Okay, I'm going to back this up. Tell me this is not Mario Sunshine, you guys. Like going around and throwing rocks at a giant statue. It is very much right out of Mario Sunshine. Like there are a lot of things that point to this being very similar to a 3D Mario game, and I'm completely okay with that. Completely okay with that. I'm so okay with Nintendo absolutely knocking it out of the park and this becoming a staple series for us. Like, just looking at this, like, I want to play multiple games with these mechanics. Like, this looks incredibly fun, and like they are doing they're doing a great job. Also, like, look at that challenge course that we just saw. Let me back up a little bit. Like, that's clearly DK Spaceport. I mean, look at that thing. It is clear, and I do apologize for the audio listeners, but there are literally iron, like, he is walking on iron platforms that are red and blue, and there are barrels being thrown at him. So something is going on. They are hinting at stuff, and I love it. I love it. The big like there's that shot, looks just like Mario Sunshine, but the Bonanza power-ups, right? Like, they look incredible. I want to see this. It looks like he just like destroys the entire like framing of the building that the original Donkey Kong game takes place on. So I like the fact that there are skill points. That's going to encourage people to play longer and unlock more things and hang out in levels longer and make sure that you're collecting everything. I'm curious if you can like fully upgrade Donkey Kong to his max capacity. I love that that's being added into the game. I also love that they are sticking with the Donkey Kong tradition, like from the Tropical Freeze, and I think even Donkey Kong Country Returns, where it's like, no, we're going to make this game difficult, but then we will add an easy mode if you need it. And that's what they seem to be doing in this one, which we were talking about it last night. Nady was talking about how, like, he hopes the next 3D Mario game is not super easy or that there's difficulty settings. And so that's just another, like, a great way for them to make this game more accessible to more people. But for those of us that want to play with a challenge, we have that opportunity. On screen right now, we're seeing Donkey Kong buying clothes for himself and for Pauline. This is straight out of Odyssey. Like, it is straight out of Odyssey. So I want to get to some chats here. Wheatbread said, also during the end, the beginning of Pauline singing is to the tune of the beginning of the opening credits song of the first Donkey Kong Country game. Oh, that's pretty amazing. That is very amazing. The second quest says Donkey Kong the Galaxy, right? As we've had such funny names from this game. I love it. Cryptic says, in Odyssey, we got the New Donk City moment. What are the chances that we get another moment like that again? Well, and what if, I mean, Pauline was in Odyssey. This looks like it's potentially from the Odyssey team. Pauline is a child in this. We saw in the movie Mario and Donkey Kong team up. I would not be upset with and I mentioned it earlier this week or last week, I would not be upset at a Donkey Kong Mario team up with both these characters from 3D. I think it would be so much fun. And their worlds are connected, right? Like, if they're going to lean into the lore that way, the worlds are connected. So Second Quest says, I fully welcome any Sunshine homages. Yes, of course. Of course. Wheatbread says, I wish the other Donkey Kong amiibo unlocked costumes too and not just gave you materials. That would have been nice. Yes, that would have been cool. Cryptic says, better not see no Kiddy Kong outfit. I will review bomb the game. Here we go. Nady says, missed it, but good morning. What's the DK vibe check overall? Bro, I just mentioned to you, this game looks incredible. I mean, I was already sold, but I like everything they are showing here. They're showcasing some 2-player stuff. They've even got some online going on, which we kind of called that, right? We figured it would have some kind of online component. And the thing that really made me think of you, Nate, was the difficulty setting. It's basically a difficult game, but you can turn on assist mode if you need it. Now, watching the direct right now, you can system share this game with an OG Switch. So what is going on with that? Like, I'm backing it up a little bit. You can system share Donkey Kong Bonanza with the OG Switch. How many, like, one, how is this possible? How many other games is that going to work with? And then we can see here, you can game share via game chat, it says. So to me, that we're going to need clarity on this. But if because I was confused with the verbiage. So it says in game share session with Max. So to me, that is telling me that I'm going to be able to game share this game with somebody via game chat, and they are going to be able to play. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought you had to be in the same room for game share to work. That adds a whole nother level of value to game chat. Like, that's honestly really cool. Here's the normal mode and the assist mode that we were talking about, where it doesn't take as many hearts from enemies and that kind of stuff. And then, guys, tell me if you're watching this, you're seeing the DK artist section where you can paint on the rocks and change the shape. Is this not like a throwback to Mario 64? Like, this is so much Mario 64, like where you're pulling on Mario's nose and messing with that stuff. Like, I love this. I love it. It's just goofy stuff, but I know kids will play it. I know kids will have a good time jumping in and creating with essentially with the world pieces from the game. So I totally love the amiibo as well, like Donkey Kong with Pauline and her diva dress, like fantastic unlockable. Love that. Love that. So second quest says, I wonder if they will address the cranky equals original DK that was with Pauline question. If this is indeed leading this DK to be the original DK with Pauline now. Yeah. Yeah. Are they going to retcon some things? What's going to happen? Does anybody really care that much about that lore? You know, maybe the Nintendo Switch 2 is streaming the video gameplay to the Nintendo Switch 1 like a Wii U gamepad, and basically just a mirrored screen. Yeah, I'm just very curious on how the whole thing's going to work out. Cryptic says, the mouse mode feature is cool. Who is going to make the strongest man sculpture? I think it's called, but with DK. Or other things. You know? Like, what are you creating here? Oh, those are. And what's funny is like you even put this into the hands of little kids. They're like, I'm making a rocket. Okay. If you back the footage up, you guys can see, if I back it up a little bit, you can see Diddy and Dixie on the back of Rambi. And it's some kind of like mini game, like some kind of challenge where you're essentially racing around, which looks fantastic. Second question, because they said player 2 would be using mouse mode with a Joy-Con to aim, so they're not actually playing with a controller connected to the Nintendo Switch 1. That's... I have questions. I have questions. I really do. I want to know how it all works and what they're offering here. So there's some very cool possibilities and some, like, again, I don't know. I don't think we're sharing Mario Kart with somebody online and then letting them play. So it may have to be these like more like simpler games, if you will, that allows for this kind of like game share over voice chat. So I'm here for it though. And if that's the thing, I wonder if it's more like almost like a cloud kind of thing, And that's why it works on Switch 1, because you're basically just like, it's just feeding the info to the screen. So I don't know. Let's see. Xenothias says, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they were using it like they did with the Wii U gamepad, because you can use tech that has grown dormant over time. I feel like they would, just purely in a business sense. I mean, I've talked about this with like Mario Maker. Like, if like I wanted to do it with the DS on the OG Switch, but like, you know, Mario Maker 3 comes out and you could use the touchscreen on an OG Switch or the Switch Lite or something like that while you're docked, I would be all about it. So it's just kind of cool to see that they're expanding upon what we like, what we thought was possible anyway. And I am curious what other games are going to support, because I don't know about you guys, but like when the game share thing was announced, I'm like, okay, this is cool, but how is this going to be like? I'm only sharing old school like Switch 1 games from my Switch 2 with other Switches. I honestly didn't anticipate that a Switch 2 only game would be able to game share to a Switch 1. That never once crossed my mind. I didn't think it would be I didn't think it would be possible. So I'm here for it and can't wait to see what it leads to. And I think it does just add to the overall value. You know, I know there's a lot of debate about the digital only and key cards and what we own and the price of games and everything like that. But some of these features, they do add to the overall value in my mind. So, let's see here. Cryptic says this is the perfect opportunity to make a Mario Kart track based on Bananza, some sort of event, etc., or maybe a remix of Wario's Goldmine. Agree on all fronts. I'm curious. They've shown Donkey Kong the entire trailer in these bibs, and I do wonder if like a save file on your Switch 2 when you open up Mario Kart or the Amiibo could potentially unlock, but I don't know if we've seen any Amiibo support in Mario Kart. But if it will unlock this costume, Donkey Kong's lacking the most in costumes, but I kind of wonder if it was intentional in Mario Kart World because they didn't want to spoil what was going to be coming out in this game. And then, potentially via an update, now Donkey Kong has more costumes. So, we'll just have to wait and see, but it is crossing my mind. Second question is because it's a streaming video to another device that opens up a lot more direct Wii U port options and Wii U like asynchronous gameplay designs. It does. Yeah. Hey, Weeper says, yeah, it's gotta be sending a wireless video feed like the Wii U. Yep. Racer Crossing. Dear Lord, I hope not. So, I mean, overall, guys, what I know Cryptic jumped in right away and he was like, yo, this direct really helped sell the game. Like, are you like me and that you were all in regardless? Did the direct help you with the decision now to pull the trigger on this one? Like, I'm curious from you, if you're listening after the fact or watching this after the fact on YouTube, like by all means, leave your comments. But if you're here live right now, like, let me know. Is this a day one purchase? Did the direct help change your mind, or were you all in from the jump? Wheatbread says it makes sense because DK and Pauline each only have one costume in Mario Kart World. Yeah, there were some choices made, and I think it has a lot to do with this game. And the other thing that I will say about this game too, while you guys are putting your answers in chat, like this kind of looks like it could potentially be the killer app. Like, obviously it's not Breath of the Wild, but like it's doing some very Nintendo things and taking a loved character, bringing them back to 3D after their first showing was really not great, and doing something kind of amazing here. And I don't know if you guys picked up on it or if you remember, but Cameo on the Xbox 360 was a game where the main character used the power of like different animals and like I think there was weather elements, and there's very much a Cameo vibe to Donkey Kong right now. Like I was sold on just running around with Donkey Kong in the destructible levels. When you start adding skill points, Pauline and what her powers are, plus the power of these ancient beings, the Bonanza effect or whatever it is, yeah, Kong Bonanza. Like this just kind of takes things to even another level and makes it more fun. Like just seeing all this stuff makes me more excited for this game, and like July 17th can't get here fast enough. I am now chomping at the bit for this one. I want to jump in and play. And what we're seeing the zebra right now, like run through levels that are falling underneath, falling out from underneath their feet. Like it looks incredible. I love the flying aspects. Nintendo seems to be like really enjoying like the gliding from Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Mario Kart World has gliding. Now Donkey Kong has gliding. Like they're really, and it goes into a camera mode as well, just like Mario Kart World, where it's like they want to showcase the stuff they're creating. And with this game, you can kind of showcase the stuff you're creating, because you could literally go in and start sculpting these levels to a certain degree into some cool stuff. I'm really curious what the community will come up with. Cryptic says, this is worth 80 to me now. 70 is still good though. Want to really play the challenge levels. Yeah, it seems like it's going to be packed full of content. Obviously, we'll have to see how long the storyline is, but it really does seem like it's going to be a pretty like full experience. Second quest is, Cryptic, don't worry, you can just send the extra 10 to me if you want, if it'll make you feel better. I love it. Cryptic says, I agree, Josh. This does feel like it's a killer app. One of the issues with Switch 2 is I wanted that big first party adventure to play when I wasn't being competitive in Mario Kart, and this seems to solve it. Yeah. In my review for Mario Kart that's going to be coming out soon, I'm going to mention the fact, or maybe it'll be a Switch 2 review where I mention this fact, but like Mario Kart feels like a platform, and Breath of the Wild felt like that killer app, like that single player adventure on Switch 1. So it's like, I'm so glad that Mario Kart's here, but it's like that party game that everybody picks up as like a side game, not like a main game, if you will. Not everybody, of course. You got people like me that like it's their main jam for years. But all that being said, this looks like it could be that game that like people are posting some cool clips, they're posting their creations. I think it's going to be really easy for like word of mouth to take over with this game on socials, especially with everything being so easy to share. Like I love that. Wheatbread says, so now let's see, how soon do we see a standard direct? They'll reveal new DK content for Mario Kart World. I hope sooner than later, honestly. It's a lot of people were hoping for a June direct, and we technically got one. I think there's a lot of us that are wanting a mainline direct to kind of like let us know what's happening, but it could be September. It could be September until we see the next like full direct, and that will include Mario Anniversary and all that kind of stuff. So we'll just have to wait and see. Taking a look here. Xenothias says, I feel like this direct honestly brought a bunch of life back to the entire franchise versus Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze back in the Wii U days. I feel like this title is going to bring a lot of people back. It's got the 2D aspects, the 3D aspects, the world destruction, the level destruction, the different power-ups. You can level up those power-ups. There's a multiplayer aspect to it. I mean, I don't know what more we could ask for, really. It's got beautiful game design, beautiful levels, destructible levels. Like I could go on and on. It seems like it really is like it does seem like it's going to be that killer app. And I love that Pauline is involved. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So second quest says I'm going to max out my sonar skill points and turn it into a land dolphin. There we go. I love that. I love that. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap this thing up here. I'm going to say overall, I'm very, very excited for this game. It is a day one pickup for me. It looks gorgeous. It looks like it's going to be a ton of fun for all ages, honestly, which is just fantastic. Even the surf, it's so cool. So cool. Second quest says they'll probably wait until after Donkey Kong Bonanza has some time to shine. So they reveal Donkey Kong, but the reveal of Donkey Kong Bonanza content is in Mario Kart World has hype and will draw to it. And like I said, I hope I don't mind if they put, very small pieces of content tied behind game saves. Like if you get game saves, you have your save of Bonanza and it unlocks a costume in World. I like that kind of stuff. Maybe a costume and a couple stickers. Like, I think that's great. Don't make it so big that it's it's really gatekeeping, but just little bite-sized pieces of content like that, I think are fantastic. Cryptic says I want to shout out the music as well. Heard some remix Donkey Kong Country tracks. Was bummed David Wise wasn't returning, but still seems great for the soundtrack so far. Yes. Yeah, the music and Wheatbread's talking the music. Second quest, there's no greater hype music than Donkey Kong Country tracks. Yeah. The music right off the bat when you could hear the singing, I was like, okay, this is again pulling like the Odyssey vibes, right? Where it's just you've got Jump Up Superstar vibes, right? And it's Pauline, and they're leaning into her singing. Like I think it's great. We're getting to essentially flesh out a couple of characters here, and it's kind of origin story stuff. It at the end of the day, it's somewhat origin story, which I think is great. Seeing her as just a little tyke hanging out on Donkey Kong's shoulder. It's just gonna make for a lot of fun, and I'm very, very excited. So really, really stoked the way this direct went down. I didn't need anything more to sell me on it, but now I'm way more sold on it and cannot wait for July 17th. So I want to just remind everybody tonight at 7:30 Eastern, we're going to be talking our NSO game of the week, which is the OG Donkey Kong. So we'll tie in some chat with some of the conversation will be around Donkey Kong Bonanza as well. And if you guys get time today, play and see share your high scores. All right. It's one of those times where we can see how people's scores compare, and it'll be a lot of fun. So really looking forward to that. I will see you guys at 7:30 for the again for NPC NSO game of the week. And I'm shooting for 6 p.m. for Mario Kart, to race some more Mario Kart with you guys. So you guys are the best. I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.